Welcome to the Futurist Public Intellectual. On September 11, 2023, the Washington Post broke a story about Susanna Gibson, a Democratic candidate for Virginia's House of Delegates. The story is rather surreal. Susanna Gibson was discovered to have been webcamming live sex videos of herself and her husband, John David Gibson, on the platform Chaturbate. This is historic because this is the first time a politician's sex videos were available online. The fact that it involved consensual marital sex and deliberate uploading is icing on the cake. First and foremost, do we really need to censure people about sex videos? We live in the era of sexting and Snapchat dick pics. It's become so commonplace that we still haven't figured out what to do about sexting teenagers. In other words, perhaps Susanna Gibson should be viewed as a pioneer. If sexual liberality is a social value for the 21st century, then consensual marital sex for paid consumption seems like a rather reasonable side hustle or hobby for such a world. Considering I've already made clear that the legalization of prostitution has its benefits, this is one order of magnitude tamer than that. However, despite Susanna Gibson's protests to the contrary, Virginia's revenge porn law is not applicable here. Revenge porn law exists because its violators are breaching the privacy of individuals who never intended for their nude images to be available for public consumption. It wasn't meant to protect people who deliberately upload salacious videos themselves. There is no breach of privacy, so it's not relevant. Revenge porn laws certainly have their place in our digital age, but protecting amateur porn stars who want to be elected for public office isn't it. At the end of the day, the biggest matter of concern that I see here is the poor exercise of judgment. Susanna Gibson is a nurse practitioner, and her husband is a lawyer. These are two highly educated professionals with master's degrees and are even the parents of two children. And yet, even though one of them has legal expertise, decided to seek porn stardom and political office. I mean, they even amassed 5,700 followers. The fact that they didn't immediately delete their Chaturbate videos the moment Susanna decided to run for political office evinces poor judgment. Politics is a subtle and difficult game. Their inability to think two steps ahead makes me question whether I would want Susanna Gibson to be my representative. I want a representative who will not be outmaneuvered in the first round. How can she get things done for my district when she is so easily undermined by her adversaries? Judge Susanna Gibson for her political ineptitude, not her consensual sexual activities. Thank you for listening to the Futurist Public Intellectual.